All right, I'm going to go and share my screen. All right, I want to thank you all for attending our new launch of the Entrepreneur Power Network, Global Mastermind powered by Network Lead Exchange. We're trying to start a what's going on here? There we go. We're trying to start a new mastermind group, and it's not just the actual concept of mastermind meeting, but we're also calling it a mastermind group where we're getting a collective community of people that are in this like-minded individuals that are interested in helping each other, grow each other, and much more. We're going to cover that today. A little bit about myself. I'm the author of Network Like a Millionaire, and which the book can be found on Amazon, even Walmart, Target, Barnes and Nobles, and stuff like that. I am the CEO of EPN, which is a business coaching consultant firm. Been doing it for the past 10 years, and also I'm a franchise owner of NLX. Formerly used to be NLX McAllen, but now it's NLX EPN Global. All right, I want to welcome you all to in joining us today. As I said, we're trying to start a mastermind group, a community, and these are trying to get individuals that are like-minded individuals that are coming together as a collective community to help each other grow. Now, when I love this picture that I found, this graphics. A lot of times what we have is individuals that are in a success mindset. It tend to go to be individuals that are outside or not really in a success mindset. They are not like-minded, and you tell them, "I'm planning to start a business. I'm planning to. I'm going to be a billionaire in 10 years." Or anything that's outlandish to a person that's outside, that's always stays in the comfort zone, and they give you kind of this look here, like you're going to do what? And so we're trying to create this community. We're launching this new community in Mastermind, where you can say, really ambitious goals like, I'm going to be a billionaire in 10 years. I'm going to be highly successful. I'm going to open 12 new businesses. I'm going to own billions of dollars worth of real estate, and you're going to get that support, that motivation, and maybe some individuals in the group, they're going to have experience in that, and they can share their knowledge and experience, and you're going to be able to grow personally and professionally with this community because you're going to be feeding you with the knowledge and experience that they've went through to be able to get you to that position. And they'll even, as myself as a business coach and consultant, will reverse engineer that and figure out how you want to be a billionaire in 10 years. Let's start right now. Let's reverse engineer and get you to that position within 10 years. The first thing we're going to be doing also is monthly mastermind meetings. We're going to host this once a month. And what we're going to have, and actually, as I'm myself as yes, I'm the franchise owner, but I'm more of a facilitator. And what I like to show everybody in the group that this is their group, and we once we form the group and we get everybody that's involved, we're going to hopefully have about 20 people within about a month or two. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually vote on the number of masterminds we're going to have a month, the number of meetings that we're going to have, trainings that they want, and everything else. So I am just act as a facilitator, not the owner of the company. The group as a whole, the mastermind, is the owner of this group. And so whatever I talk about, what we're going to, how many meetings we're going to host or everything else, we're going to vote on that later on. But the one thing that we must have, and this is exclusive only to members. We can't invite visitors to this mastermind, because whatever's said in the mastermind stays in the mastermind, kind of like Vegas. Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Whatever happens in the meeting stays in the meeting. Sometimes we're going to be sharing things that are private, problems and issues that we might be having. And so what we're going to have is 1, 2, 3, whatever the group votes on, the number of hot seats. We're going to have 2 or 3 members in the hot seat. We're going to ask them 3 questions. We're going to ask what's working, what successes they have, basically, what do they want to stop, and where do they need the help. And I like to coach people on when they say I need help. Like, for example, I need help with my website. It's so vague. You know, we need a little bit more clearance on what you need for the website. Is the website like the 1990s? Want the website back, or is it that you're having problems with conversion? And so we're going to break it down. What is the help that you need? Is basically, if you need conversions, basically that means you need more marketing, maybe more SEO on your website. We're gonna break down the question of what is your help, and actually I'll coach them before they go into the hot seat to really break down what is a good I need help answer. Also, the I need help needs to be something that the group can control. For instance, in the past when we had mastermind meetings, I'm having a problem with the economy. The economy is hurting my business. I said, well, we can't really do something. We can't really help you with that. That's a little bit outside our scope of practice that we can do. Once we ask the 3 questions, and during the questioning phase, none of the other members can talk, and the facilitator cannot even interject. The facilitator can maybe get clarification, but not interject also. And trust me, as a facilitator, it's really hard because I love helping people, and I even have the members, Mike, you're interjecting, stop. I was like, okay, I'm sorry. So we all can interject until the feedback session. After 15 minutes of conversation, after the 15 minutes of questioning, then we go into a feedback session, and during the feedback session, all the members can share knowledge, experiences they've had in the past, the solutions, anything that they can do to help this individual with the situation, and especially sharing resources. Maybe there's a resource that they know about. And then after we conclude the mastermind meeting for the next 30 days, if the problem was not solved, then for the next 30 days, we're going to try to help them until the next mastermind meeting. Before I go on, any questions on mastermind meetings?
No,
Okay.
I like the guidelines. Those are good.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Now, throughout the whole experience being part of the mastermind, the EPN mastermind, is that we act as each other's advisory board. You don't have to wait for the next mastermind or your involvement in the hot seat. If you run into a problem, an issue, or there's a goal that you're trying to meet, I need, let's say like Tara says, I need to get 2 more clients to meet my 10 goals. And so what we do is we actually try to help her figure out a solution, maybe try to refer some business to her to get them to that goal. Or I ran into a problem. I need to hire 2 people right now. I'm really, it's hurting my business right now. What I need some help. And so we all try to help each other out. So we act as each other advisory board. Now it's going to be it's going to be a little bit different because it's more global. When we start getting people from other countries, that's going to be very challenging, that we're going to have to actually get through this ourselves. Let's say somebody from Canada is trying to hire some people, and we really don't understand the laws and stuff like that. So it's going to be a challenge that we're going to have to walk down the bridge later on and experience it ourselves. But it's going to be a fun experience. I think it's going to give everybody a different, a global perspective of problem solving. So in the advisory board, you're going to get a diverse perspective. You're going to get collaborative decision making, problem solving, constructive criticism, even accountability. Let's say you do give the person, hey, I'll help you. Hey, I'll send you 2 people that I think that'll be great for your position. You check back with them in a week or 2, let's say a week, and what's the status on that? Did you do it? And then so it holds them accountable to actually go through the solution that you provided. And then of course it's a continued support system at all times. Then also each member will be assigned an accountability partner. I try to do it in pairs, but sometimes some people want to be in 3s, but no more than 3. As accountability partner, we do a mutual support. kind of think in the Army, we call it the buddy system. In the buddy systems, especially when you're in combat, it gets a little hectic and crazy out there in the combat world. And when you have your buddy check in with you and see how you're doing at all times, your whole chain of command can't do that, but your buddy can do that. But in the business world, we kind of need that buddy system. We need that mutual support. We need that regular check-in. Like you set your goals, say, you know what, I'm going to get 10 new Tara. Let's say I'm gonna pick on Tara again. Tara says I'm going to get 10 new clients, and let's say Roy is her accountability partner. And so Tara tells Roy that I'm going to get 10 new by next week. I'm going to get 10 new clients. And Roy checks in and say, hey, Tara, where you at on those 10? And she says, oh, I got a little busy. And so Roy kind of gives a little, come on, let's do it, or a little, or maybe how can I help you? What is there anything I can do to help you to get there? Let kind of get a little push, to get that goal that you were getting. And vice versa, Tara will check in on Roy and see, Roy, did you accomplish those goals that you wanted? Also, objective feedback. So that's what I try to teach when an accountability partner. Don't be like, oh, attaboy, attagirl, all the time. Hey, you know what? Give a good constructive feedback. I would rather you tell me that, hey, Mike, you're screwing up, and you should, really look at what you're doing, and let's get you on the right track. Then just say, you know what, attaboy, Mike, you did a good job all the time, and it's not really going to help me. Goal setting, problem solving, motivational boost. Come on, Roy, you can do it. Roy, come on, you can make it. And being consistent at all times. And then also, I did recently, about 2 months ago, I created this EPN Academy. Has everything from teaching you how to use ChatGPT, marketing. I'm even putting Six Sigma in there. I mean, everything you can imagine, 180 courses. Get free access to this. I charge the government. I'm actually a government contractor. I charge the government $10 to $20 a seat, and everybody, also business owners too that are not part of EPN. I charge them $10 to $20 a seat for this, for their employees and stuff like that. But it's going to be free to you all. And also, I'm going to offer it to your employees too for free. So if you have employees that need training, you can offer it for them for free also. So my key objective is to get you to really build your business as much as possible. And access to me, the business coach and consultant. Now, I call it light coaching. If you want me to go in there and revamp your processes, it'd take me a week or two. I might have to fly in or something like that and do that. Of course, I have to charge you as a regular client for that, but I can't. Hey, Mike, I really in dire need of a CRM. You have any advice on that? Boom, I got a list right here that you can look at that from very simple to very complex CRMs. Or a matter of fact, I had one person that came to me that they were charging $800 a month for a CRM. I said, good God, I mean, you can go to Salesforce, it's very complex, very, very, very powerful tool, and you're going to be 8 times cheaper than that. And this was a solopreneur, and didn't really have a large business. I actually pointed him to a better CRM that's a little less complex and way less expensive. And then discovery session. Everybody that comes in there, I'm going to give you a discovery session like I do for my coaching. Set your goals. So whenever you meet with your new accountability partner, you already pretty much know what your goals are. And also onboarding onto the EPN Global, how to be prepared to be a good member of the group. What are the expectations? How to be active in the group and everything else. And then why join? You got a collaborative group. That's the key element there. Is the collective of a wisdom coming together as a community to help each other. And so we can have that different perspective and innovation solutions of whenever it's lovely whenever there is a problem arises and you have the out of box thinking that gives you a solution that if you're by yourself or solopreneur, or even if you have a massive amount of employees, you cannot really turn to your employees and say, hey, I have this problem, because I've had this in the past with a client that whenever he had a problem, he'd tell, hey, employees, I have this issue. Do we still have a job tomorrow? So they're scared. So he stopped telling them that he has problems. So he didn't have anybody to turn to. So here you have a group of individuals that are in the trenches and are in, they own businesses, and they might be somebody that's been in business for 20 years, 30 years, or somebody just recently started. Everybody will have a different perspective. And also accountability and motivation to keep you on track on your goals and really push you to get to the where you need to be at. Sometimes we need that little push. Sometimes we set these goals and we get complacent because our business keeps us busy, and we try to get complacent. We do get complacent, and we don't really push in our goals. And or sometimes we set high goals. Think of the 10x. Whenever you set 10x goals, I like what Grant Cardone says. It's you tend to, if the goals are not going right, you tend to lessen the goals. But he says, no, increase the action, do not lessen the goal. And so we're here to push you to get to that, to increase your action, to get there, to make sure you get to those 10x goals that you want. And then also exclusive resources, like the EPN Academy, and also leverage of wealth, leverage of not the wealth of knowledge and tools that we have all together. Now, the steps on how to join, we're going to have a discovery session. And in the discovery session, we're going to determine, are you a good fit? And when we say good fit, is it, sometimes I'm trying to see how we're going to do this. I was thinking about not being competitive, but I was wondering how to do this. And actually, I want to talk to you about this later on, Roy and Megan. How can we do this? Let's say I was trying to do one industry, and maybe Tara, you can actually give me some advice on that. If we have an insurance agent in, let's say, Texas, and insurance agent in New York City, they're not really in competition because they're not licensed in that. So we're probably going to come up with a solution and how we're going to do that. But during this discovery session, I want to find out, maybe try to keep the competitive disadvantage on that, and see if they're really a good fit for being a member in our group. And also, sometimes people are not coachable, or sometimes people maybe have some difficulties that maybe it's not the right time to join. So during that discovery session, we're going to really discover that. And if you feel like we both feel like that person who's in the discovery session appointment, and myself, and maybe even the group, I might get them involved in the discovery session. And then we're going to send an invitation to join the group. Once you join, then we have a second session with me, going through the onboarding session, and really to how to be a good member of the EPN Global. And there's the QR code, which in the discussion area, I have the link also for that to schedule the discovery session. All right, any questions?
So you mentioned about competition. So you're trying to create a very exclusive group in reality, where
Yeah.
the member does not feel like there's another one doing exactly what he does in the same area that he does it.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to figure that out because, like, in local group, it's very easy to say, like, if you're going to have two insurance agents that come in and say, hey, I want to join, and and there are direct competitors. Yeah, you want to keep it no competition, because it really hurts each other and referring business to each other. But if you have somebody in a separate state that they're not really insurance, they're not licensed in the separate states or a separate country, they're not really in competition. So I think that's a bridge that probably Megan and Roy would probably give me some guidance on that. I would greatly appreciate that. But
the other question I have is, you mentioned something about the cap of 20. Is that the maximum the group will reach? And then if there are more people interested, you would build another mastermind?
actually, I'm going to get them to, the reason I'm capping it is that's the high, it's actually a high end for a mastermind group, but I'm going to actually have the group vote on it. If they want to continue to bring in more people, great. If not, we're going to start a second mastermind. Yeah, and mastermind is usually ideally is 13, 14 max. But 20, I'm gonna, because it's to really make an effective group of referring business to each other and a collective of community, I'm gonna go over that to 20.
Yeah, the good reason for that is because most of the time, not everyone can get on that monthly call.
Yes, yes. And
So
so
the capacity.
it's a bridge, basically, I think we'll cross when we get to that point to 20.
Right.
Yeah. So I want to thank you all for attending this presentation of our new mastermind, the launch of our new mastermind group, EPN Global. I'm going to, let's see, let me stop sharing.
I have a question for you. I'm sorry if I missed it. I was taking notes. So with that, is there any sort of requirements for attendance? I know Roy said like sometimes they might not be able to get on there once a month. So what is the standard as far as being present on the meetings, especially since you guys, as of now, are meeting monthly?
Yeah, we're not going to be stringent, but we're going to highly recommend that they actually attend and really put in their schedule. But I understand sometimes travel. There might be a point where I might be traveling myself, especially starting my doctorate degree. So we're going to actually try to make sure that really emphasize the importance of attending, because if you don't attend, but over time, maybe I need to actually develop let's say if they miss 3 or 4 or something like that, we're going to have to see if we can maybe fill that seat with somebody that can be more attentive to the meetings and stuff like that. Let's say if they disappear and they decide that they can't really attend. Maybe I'll tell them, yeah, they're up to date in their membership, but whenever the membership renews, so you know what, maybe it's best that we go ahead and empty the seat and let fill in that seat with somebody that will be a little bit more part of the community.
Okay. And with that, like if Tara has employees, like if someone comes and is a member and they have employees, are you going to allow them to send a sub if they cannot come, or
Proxy.
are you just gonna say, hey, like this is owners only, just because it is a mastermind, and maybe leaving it just with the owners? What are your thoughts on that?
Now, it depends on who the proxy is. If it's just a regular employee, not really, I don't know if it's gonna be, but if it's say it's an assistant or maybe a partner in the business, I mean, that'd be great. Because remember, we're a collective of knowledge. And so I guess probably they should pre-qualify that person before they can be a proxy. All right.
Thank you. And this is not a question, but just to say, Tara, I don't know if you ever were on those calls. Roy, I know you haven't, but we've done masterminds, the mastermind format with the owners before, and they loved it. They loved the format. So it is very different from a standard networking group, but I think that it adds a different sort of value, and it's really neat and people really like it. And it's a really great way when you're in a virtual space to be able to feature a member by making them in the hot seat, because we're all really attentive to what their big goal is and what is it that they need right now to do that, and then giving that time, that whole month, for the group to really be able to support them. So it's just a really cool thing. So I just wanted to give the feedback of that from a virtual perspective, I felt like it was a really interactive meeting, and it wasn't long. I think we had it for 45 minutes. And people seemed really engaged, and they really valued the feedback because everyone was really focused on that. And I like the accountability. So I don't have any more questions right now. I might think of some later, but I just wanted to give that feedback that the owners really enjoyed it when we did a mastermind series. They liked it a lot.
When you're going into the mastermind and you have somebody that has a problem, you see, when I try to really get people to have the value is that not only that you can help them, but there might be a point. Let's say, for instance, we had masterminds in the past where I really need help in getting conversions from my website, and within the group, and sometimes we actually have them say, "Look, I'm willing to barter services. I'm willing to. I have a budget of $200-300 for that." Well, in the group, we had somebody that actually is expert in website conversions. And boom, they're able to help out, give them a little discount because they're actually fellow members. And even they end up being bartering the services instead of paying for it. And but I always tell people value each other's services. Don't expect for free from members. Just value everybody's time. And it usually or they know of somebody that maybe are their clients that actually can solve the problem, and actually it makes them look good, the person who's referring the business. So it really helps out in the long run. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording, okay?